Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is our last lecture in poetry. Also, it will cover our previous lessons, which we have been already talking about. I wish you enjoy the class with me, and please do the best. Try to do the best. Try to understand every single detail that I already pronounced with my you know just I said فزي ما قلت لكم إن ضروري ما تكونوا مركزين جدا جدا من المحاضرة الأولى للسادسة. طبعا أهم المحاضرات ككويك ريفيجن يعني اوكي كويك ريفيجن. تعرف معناها كويك ريفيجن؟ معناها مراجعة على السريع. كويك ريفيجن السابعة والثامنة كويك ريفيجن. Since William Shakespeare lived more than 400 years ago, and many records from that time are lost or never exist in the first place, we don't know everything about his life. For example, we know that he was a good poet in Stratford upon Avon, which is it's far away from London to 100 miles. Also, he was born in April 26th, 1564. I'm sorry, but we don't know his exact birthday. Also, the thing that all are sure about it that we do know that Shakespeare's life revolved around two locations, Stratford and London. That's what all the writers sure about it. And also, he grew up and had a family and both property in Stratford. But he worked in London. He worked in London, the center of English theatre, as an actor, playwright, and a partner in leading acting company. He became both, prosperous and well known. Even without knowing everything about his life, fans of Shakespeare have imagined or they already give a picture for them, and according to their own tastes, they try to put an image for him according to his works and his life. So, as I told you, that William Shakespeare is the greatest, a poet and greatest. He worked also in acting and in playwriting. Okay, birth and childhood. طبعا انا نعطيكم زي تو 3 4 هيك سلايدات فيهم معلومات هذا، بعدين نعطيكم سلايد مختصر. تمام. Birth and childhood. William Shakespeare was probably born in April 23rd or 26th, no one sure until yet, 1564. He was John and Mary, Shakespeare's oldest surviving child. Their first 2 children, both girls, and did not live beyond infancy. So it means William Shakespeare growing up as a big brother of family. William had 3 younger brothers, who are Gilbert, Richard, and Edmund, and 2 younger sisters, Anna, who died at 7, and John. Then, William Shakespeare is grown as a big brother because his sister, 2 younger sisters, Anna, who died at 7, and also John. He was born on 23rd or 26th, 1564, and passed away on April 26, 1616. And he got born in Stratford upon Avon in England, and then he has 3 of 8 children. I'm sorry, he's the third one of 8 children. So his mommy gave birth him the third one. Okay, his parents, their name is John and Mary Arden Shakespeare. So and Mary, daughter of wealthy land owner John Glove Marker, local politician. So he gave born in April 23rd or 26th in 1564 and passed away in April 26, 1616. And where? In which place? In a place in city called Stratford upon Avon, and he's the third one of his brothers and sisters. His parents, their names John and Mary. Okay, John and Mary. Mary was the daughter of wealthy landowner, but John, which is his daddy, was working as a glove marker in local politics. So education. Was he educated or not? In which school and what measurement and so on. Education, probably attend King's New School in Stratford. By the way, this school is still until now with the same name and with the same building. So probably attended the King's New School. This is the name of his school. Where? In Stratford. He educated on rhetoric, logical, history, and Latin. So that's the fourth subjects or the fourth measurement that he already educated in that year. So he educated, the name of the school is King is a New School in Stratford, and he educated this for measurement. Okay, marriage and children. A few years after he left school, in 1519 he left school. In late 1582, William Shakespeare got married from Anna Hathaway. She was already expecting their firstborn children in the same year. Her name is Susanna, which was a fairly common situation at that time. When they married, Anna was 26 and William was 18. So his wife was 26 and he was 18. Anna grew up just outside Stratford in the village of Shottery. After marrying, she opened the rest of her life in Stratford. So after she got married from William, she moved to Stratford with her husband. When he left school and when he was 15 years old. And 15 years old, it was the last year of studying because he studied grammar and how to emphasize Latin language and so on. So after 15 years old, after he left the school with 3 years, he got married when he was 18 and his wife Anna 26. Okay, now let's talk about married life. His married life. He got married from who and in which year and so on. So William Shakespeare, as I told you before, he got born in 1564 and he got married in 1582. He got married to his wife. Her name is Anna, and in that time, she at the same year in 1582, she get birth or she get pregnant with their first daughter. And then, so the first baby was in 1582, which is baby girl. But in 1585, he gave birth with he had twins. Okay, um, we cannot make sure in which year, if it's in 1585 or 1592. He moved to London. Moved to London for what? He moved to London to have a job, to start work. As you know, even in the whole the countries around the world, if you wanted to find a job, you should go to the capital of the city, the capital of the country, which is, for example, Tripoli Kuala Lumpur or New York or whatever. So he moved it, and not sure if it's in 1585 or 1592. So he moved it to London. Moved it to London. Why? He moved it to London to begin his working in a theater. He worked as a poet and playwright and actor. Also, he was an actor and poet. He wrote a lot of poems and also playwright. So his married life, he got married from Anna in which year? In 1582, and in the same year they got the first baby girl. Then he had the twins. Then after that, and we can say in 1582, moved to London for a job. Okay, and he's a profession in both playwrights and actor. So this is the William Shakespeare's married life. So what if we say the home of William Shakespeare? William Shakespeare got married from Anna, but they live where? In which home and how it looked? Let's see, girls. Okay, Theatre Korea, here the member and late part owner of the Lord Chamberlain is man under Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. Globe Theatre is built in 1599 by LCF, with Shakespeare as primary investor. Late called, the first it called LCM, then late called the King's Man under King James I. Burned down in 1613 during one of Shakespeare's plays. So we need to know what happened between 1593 to 1594 to theatre companies. If we talked about William Shakespeare without mentioning Romeo and Juliet, it means nothing. We always connect William Shakespeare with Romeo and Juliet because it's a wonderful, play, a wonderful story that all over the world know it. So William Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet. When we said Romeo and Juliet, we must say Shakespeare. When we said Shakespeare, we must say Romeo and Juliet. But I will not tell you the story. Okay, I have my own book which tells the whole story about Romeo and Juliet, but I will not tell it for you. I will choose something different and something special. This photo in Verona in Italy, you can find Juliet's balcony. A lot of visitors, or we can say a lot of tourists, they went there to just take a photo and see Romeo and Juliet with love, and Juliet is home with balcony. So it's still until here in Verona in Italy. You can imagine that story, which is since a very long time, and until now the places and the theaters and whatever still until now. It's amazing. It touched my heart, to be honest. And it's not just a class about William Shakespeare, but rather than that, it's amazing story. So in general, William Shakespeare, his works in literature, he wrote 37 very successful plays. So as I told you, he wrote 37 plays, which was successful plays. Yeah, successful plays, and he, according of those 37 plays, he wrote the so famous, and he had many fans all over the world. Second one, his vocabulary was used somewhere between 17,000 and 34,000 words. Could you imagine? 17,000 and 34 words. So his vocabulary is huge. The estimate vocabulary of an educated person today is around 15,000 words. يعني I'm sorry I couldn't translate it in Arabic. Can I see that? estimated يعني كالمعدل، يعني معدل الشخص المتعلم طبعا حوالي 15,000 كلمة. أما لكن William Shakespeare his vocabulary was huge, 17,000 and 34,000. He was so intelligent, and if you remember when he was, I told you, in his lecture, that was 14, I think, 13, he studied the Latin language, the vocabularies too. Also, he had an amazing influence on our English language. In English language, because it's not our language. Our language is Arabic language. So instead of he had a very he had such a dictionary in his mind, and also his English was influenced in English language. His pronunciation, he was a native speaker, of course, because English language is his mother language, but he has many vocabularies in his mind, and his English is perfect, you know. So this is William Shakespeare and his life and his works. So what else? Okay, let's go to the next slide. يعني هنا Shakespeare's greatest works اللي هم الأعمال متاع greatest العظيمة جدا واللي famous: tragedies, comedies, histories, sonnets. Okay. سؤال حيكون what are William Shakespeare's greatest works? What are William Shakespeare's greatest works? بتقولوا إن هم tragedies, comedies, histories, sonnets. Okay. يعني في questions طريقة طبعا the way of questions in final exam according to understanding, not memorizing. For example, here slide هذا حيكون السؤال متاعه what are William Shakespeare's greatest works? Okay, what are William Shakespeare's greatest works? يعني ال questions بيكونوا direct طبعا مش indirect. direct يعني زي مثلا بنقول لك the number of his plays that he wrote it. The number of his plays that he wrote it بتقولي إن هما 37. بنقول لك قداش vocabularies متاعها بتقولوا around 17,000 and 34,000. بيجي what are William Shakespeare's greatest works: tragedies, comedies, histories and sonnets. يعني هما راهم طريقة الأسئلة متاعي ديما دايركت وتعتمد على شيء على understanding، يعني اللي نشرح به نفسه هو اللي حيكون التقييم النهائي لكم انتم. الأعمال متاعها قلنا الوركس متاع tragedies, comedies, history and sonnet. بالنسبة للtragedies زي unhappy or disastrous ending. زي مثلا example عند he has a plays called Hamlet, King Lear, Macbeth and Othello. Okay, tragedies it means شو معنى tragedies؟ unhappy or disastrous ending. Unhappy or disastrous ending. Okay, that's the meaning of tragedies. لما نقول شو معنى tragedies plays المسرحيات اللي فيها tragedies شو معناها unhappy اللي غير سعيدة or disastrous ending اللي هي النهايات الكارثية. examples زي هو عند الهاملت, King Lear, Macbeth and Othello. إذن greatest works متاعها tragedies والcomedies والhistories والsonnet. Agree. Now we are going to give examples. Tragedies, what's the meaning of tragedies? What's the meaning of comedies? and the examples. قلنا tragedies unhappy or disastrous ending. Examples: Hamlet, King Lear, Macbeth, and Othello. Okay, this is the tragedies with meaning and with examples. Okay, يعني احتمال يعني يجي questions. It's possible، حاجة يعني متوقعة جدا، إن meaning of tragedies بتقول، لأن أنتوا بتشبهوا إنه هو سؤال ما يجيش، وسؤال يعني it's basic، يعني حاجة very easy. لكن for me it means sometimes you will face such this question, which is what's the meaning of tragedies, what's the meaning of comedies, and so on. Comedies happily ever after ending، يعني ديما في happy، هذه meaning of comedies. Happy ever after endings. Okay, happy يعني في ending happy، في everything is happy, everything is perfect. So comedies happy ever after ending. Examples: Midsummer's Night Dream, Much Ado About Nothing, and Twelfth Night, The Winter is Tale, and The Merry Waves of Winter. Yes. So the meaning of tragedy قلنا اللي هي unhappy or disastrous ending. Rather than that, a comedy means happily ever after ending. وأعطيناكم examples. طبعا الexamples هنا ممكن تحطوا منهم زوز أو واحد بس. Maybe you will face question like that. I'm not sure. ما راح يجيكم سؤال زي هذا عشان تعرف التراجيدي. بعطيني example. بعطيني حتى example واحد. It's enough. What's the meaning of comedy? And give me example. Comedy plays happily ever after ending. Example: try to memorize واحد من ال stories, names أو titles، العناوين اللي زي هذه. Okay. هنايا كخاتمة درت لكم 4 أسئلة، طبعا مهمات حتى هما. What's Shakespeare's most famous piece of work? What's Shakespeare's most famous piece of work? His many works are about life, love, death, revenge, grief, jealousy, murder, magic, mastery. هذه most famous piece of work. He wrote the blockbuster plays of his day. Some of his most famous are Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Hamlet. It has been almost 4 years ago since he did, but people still celebrate his work all around the world. I told you that he's famous, right? And his works is famous. Until now, there are many people still celebrated his famous works around the world. يعني his many works are about الworks أعمالها ديما على life, love, death, revenge, grief, jealousy, murder, magic, and mastery. يعني about our life. يعني it's very touchable. Then his most famous اللي هما famous piece of work اللي هما 3: Macbeth, Romeo Juliet, Hamlet. Macbeth, Romeo Juliet, Hamlet. يعني هذا الهدف. الوركس متاعه كانوا ديما على الحياة وعلى love و so on. لكن الموست famous piece of work هم 3. most famous piece of work هم 3 اللي هم 1 2 3 4. رابع سطر موجود فيه most famous are Macbeth, Romeo Juliet, and Hamlet. What's Shakespeare's best works? best works متاعه best Romeo Juliet, Merchant of Venice, Henry V, and so on. You are going to choose 4. You should memorize this question. What's Shakespeare's best work? You should memorize 4 from 8. 4 from 8. Okay? 4 from 8. So from final exam, in the final exam, those questions and everything that I pronounced from mouth, it's important, necessary to understand it, put it in your mind. Okay, So, what's Shakespeare's best work? There are 8. You should choose 4 and memorize it, okay? No need to memorize the dates. Dates, years, it's not important. Years, it's not important. Just memorize the names, such Romeo, Juliet, Henry and Hamlet, Arthur, King Lear, and so on. يعني مش مهم أبدا إنكم تحفظوا التواريخ، المهم تحفظوا الأسماء متاع الأعمال متاعها. أوكي، هذا أهم شيء طبعا. كلهم الأسئلة اللي أنا أعطيتهم واللي لخصتهم واللي شرحتهم راهم very important. Okay. So, William Shakespeare's best works, Romeo and Juliet, and so on. You are going to choose 4 from 8 without years. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My biggest regards, Miss زيدان. Thank you so much and goodbye. Hard luck.